Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 12th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Monday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Monday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the watches, warning, and advisory map. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for day 1, 2, and 3, which is today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And also take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center on temperatures and precipitation across the nation. Alrighty, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos with your family, friends, and relatives on social media. And let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. As you can see, we got some air quality. We don't have no air quality alerts in effect, so that's A-OK. We got some heat advisories down in the portion of southwest Texas, southern Texas, and some special weather statements there as well concerning some heat in southern Texas. Advisories for portion of Oklahoma there, southern Oklahoma, western Oklahoma. We got a few severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing in the panhandle of Texas. Also a flash flood advisory over portions of North Texas. Flash flood watches in effect for northeast portion of New Mexico. Red flag warning in effect for central and southwestern New Mexico. More flash flood warrant watches and a few warnings here in the portion of Colorado. Also some flood watches in effect for portion of western Kansas, and also southern portions of Colorado. Still got an area of river flooding going on in portions of South Dakota. We're in portions of Idaho, and also over into portions of Nevada and southwestern New Mexico. Also, we got some special weather statements up here in portions of Minnesota, northeastern portion that is. Wind advisories over portions of Washington State and Oregon. Also some special weather statements, some hydro issues over portions of Nevada. Some flood watches also in effect there for California, southwestern Nevada. For Alaska, we got a few special flood advisory, flood warnings, flood watches in effect there. Also, we have some wind advisories there. And along the central and southern portion of Hawaii and Chain Island, got some gale warnings there. North side looks A-OK. Alrighty, let's take a look at the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, we got a low pressure system. Sorry about the pop-up there. Got a low pressure system located over the Great Lakes region, producing some shower activity over portions of Wisconsin, also into southern Canada, the Great Lakes region, all the way back into portions of southeast Canada, around Toronto and Montreal, all the way back down into portions of Virginia and West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Some scattered activity over portions of West Virginia and Kentucky, and also in the western North Carolina. Mountains, portion of Maine, back down to the portion of New York State as well. Northern Florida, southern Georgia, got some shower and thunderstorm activity there. Also over here in portion of Louisiana, back through Arkansas and into Oklahoma and northern Texas. Also more scattered activity over in portions of Colorado, back into Wyoming, and also into Utah and Idaho as well. Nevada and California. Might be a little bit of snow mixed in the higher elevation of the California mountain region. The Guam radar currently unavailable. Still got some shower activity over central and southern portions of Alaska. The Hawaii and Chain Island got a few scattered showers there as well. There's showers around the island there as well. I got a few showers also in portions of northwestern Arizona as well. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. As soon as it refreshes this information here, we'll be coming up here. And we do have some severe weather to talk about for this afternoon. We got general thunderstorms extended from portions of up here near Boston, Connecticut, back in New York State. all the way through Pennsylvania, upstate South Carolina, all the way back into portions of Montana, Washington and Oregon states, all the way into California, back through Utah and Colorado, back down into southern Texas, southern Louisiana, including the Florida Panhandle, the Florida Keys and central and southern Florida there as well. We have a marginal risk extending from Colorado through Texas, all the way back into the Carolinas, all the way up into portions of New York State, Washington, D.C. included. We have a slight risk for severe weather right along the immediate coastal areas there from the eastern North Carolina all the way into portions of Maryland and Washington, D.C. vicinities. Also down here in portions of southern Georgia, all the way back to the Panhandle of Florida, back into Texas. We have another slight risk area back over in portions of Colorado and northeastern New Mexico. Also, we have an enhanced risk over portions of central Texas. If you're in the enhanced risk, this includes Waco, Texas, Claiborne, Texas, Brownwood, Texas, Stevensville, Texas, Gatesville, Texas. Slight risk include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Arlington, Texas. Marginal risk include New York City, New York, Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, Baltimore, Maryland, and Denver, Colorado. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. We have a 2% over here along the East Coast from the Outer Banks of North Carolina back into the Maryland, Washington, D.C. vicinity. Also, we're in portions of eastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico, and also over here in portions of central and eastern Texas. We have a 5% there as well. The 2% include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Arlington, Texas. 5% include Waco, Texas, Killian, Texas, Copperas Cove, Texas, Brownville, Texas, and Stevensville, Texas. The wind probability for today, 5% in the brown, extending from eastern Colorado all the way into the northeast. Also 15% in the yellow, extending from Maryland down to North Carolina, Outer Banks. Also down to southern Georgia, back into Louisiana. Also over in central Texas, a significant severe weather event for damaging winds over central Texas. That would be highlighted here at Waco, Texas, Killian, Texas, Coppers Cove, Texas, Brownwood, Texas, and Hacker Heights, Texas. 15% include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Fort Worth, Texas, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake Bay, Virginia. Also into 5% include New York City, New York, Dallas, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, and Baltimore, Maryland. Alright, let's take a look at the hail probability for today. 5% all the way from Maryland, Washington, D.C. area, all the way back to the Carolinas, all the way back into Colorado. We have a 15% down in southern Alabama through Mississippi, Louisiana, back into central and eastern Texas, southern Oklahoma. Also 15% over here in portions of northeast New Mexico and the southern Colorado. 30% down in central Texas and the yellow slashed areas in both areas there. Significant for severe hail. That would be Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas. 30% include Waco, Texas, Claiborne, Texas, Brownwood, Texas, Stephenville, Texas, and Gatesville, Texas. 15% would be Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Peru, Louisiana. Also, the 5% include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. All right, let's move on to day number 2 here. As you can see, we got general thunderstorms over Maine, all the way back into portions of upstate New York, also back into portions of Vermont and eastern Boston area, also back into western New York, all the way back into portions of Ohio and the portions of eastern Illinois, southern portions of Michigan, also through the south to the portions of the Carolinas, all the way down to Florida, Florida Keys, back to Texas, all the way back to Louisiana, all the way back to portions of Nevada, back to California, also back over here to portions of Montana, Washington State, and Oregon, and Idaho as well. Marginal risk over in portions of Colorado, back into North Texas. Also over here from East Texas all the way to the Florida area, also through Georgia. Have a slight risk in the yellow, extending from East Texas all the way into southern Georgia and central Georgia. The slight risk, this includes Dallas, Texas. Excuse me, sorry about that. Just refreshing this information. The slight risks include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Birmingham, Alabama. Marginal risks include Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Mobile, Alabama, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Gainesville, Florida. Tornado probability for your Tuesday will be generally from East Texas into portions of southern Alabama. This includes Montgomery, Alabama, Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Tyler, Texas, and Longview, Texas. Winds, 5% in the brown here, 15% in the yellow. The 15% is extending from East Texas through southern Georgia. 5% include Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Mobile, Alabama, Little Rock, Arkansas, Gainesville, Florida. 15% include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Birmingham, Alabama. Take a look at the hail probability. Same areas, 5% over here in the brown, 5% and 15% through Texas to Georgia, Florida. 5% include Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Mobile, Alabama, Little Rock, Arkansas, Gainesville, Florida. And a 15% include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Birmingham, Alabama. Alrighty, let's move on to day 3 real quick. And then across the nation for the storm from the Storm Prediction Center. General thunderstorm from Maine back into portions of Pennsylvania. Also portions of Indiana into portions of Wisconsin. Also back over here in portions of Montana, south of North Dakota, back down in North Texas, all the way back to California and Nevada. Also general thunderstorm from North Carolina through South Carolina, back into portions of East Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and Florida Keys. We have a marginal risk from central South Carolina down to portions of northern Florida, back into portions of Louisiana. Slight risk extend all the way from central Mississippi all the way into southern Georgia. If you're in the marginal risk, this includes Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, Savannah, Georgia. Slight risk include Montgomery, Alabama, Columbus, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, Macon, Georgia, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The probability will be 5% in the brown, 15% in the slashed area there. That's significant severe weather. This will include Montgomery, Alabama, Columbus, Georgia, Mississippi, Macon, Georgia, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma. 15%, same area from Montgomery, Alabama to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Also, 5% include Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, and Savannah, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina. I added that in there. All right, now let's move on to this Climate Prediction Center for the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. We're taking a look at the temperatures first. As you can see, we got below normal temperatures extending from Maine back into the eastern North Carolina. And their normal temperatures extending from New York all the way into a portion of the PD of South Carolina and the Grand Strand region. So we have more below normal temperatures, especially from Washington State and the portion of Montana, all the way down in the portion of Nevada, also back down in New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Above normal, near normal temperatures is just that little skinny line right there, extending through portions of like eastern Minnesota. Eastern Montana, all the way through portions of New Mexico, that is. Then east of there, all the way over to the Carolinas, it's going to be above normal temperatures expected from, like I said, from North Dakota, South Dakota, back down in Texas to Florida to South Carolina, of central and southern Texas, also in Oklahoma and Louisiana. Near normal temperatures over the north portion of Alaska, central and south, below normal temperatures expected there. Precipitation wise, near normal precipitation expected from Maine all the way back in the portion of Wisconsin, down into Missouri, down into Florida, eastern Louisiana, all the way back in the portion of California and Arizona. Below normal precipitation expected over here in portion of Arizona, back into portion of Louisiana, and also down into Texas. Above normal precipitation expected over Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way back into portions of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Also over in portions of Minnesota, back down into portions of northern portions of Kansas, all the way back to California and Washington State. Well above normal precipitation expected over portions of Idaho, back into portions of Nevada, Utah, and Colorado, Wyoming. Well, not Colorado, Wyoming, that is. Washington, Oregon states as well. Alright, and above normal temperature precipitation over much of Alaska, near normal precipitation to the south. Okay, I forgot about you guys in Alaska, but this time I got you. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and we will catch you back in the next one.